Good morning. Friends, in last lecture, we have already covered the point Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. But today, we will see Heisenberg's uncertainty principle from de Broglie's wave concept. All of you know that the wave packet, or consider a group of wave consisting of any two components. This is the first component and this is the second component of equal amplitude having frequencies are omega 1 and omega 2. Then this is the equal amplitude of these two components. Now omega 1 and omega 2 are the amplitudes, and then we can write down psi 1 is equal to a cos of omega 1 t minus k1 x, equation 1. Now second equation is psi 2 is equal to a cos of omega 2 t minus k2x, equation 2. From this equation we can write omega 1 upon k1 is equal to omega 2 upon k2 is equal to omega upon k. That is, but already we know that omega upon k is equal to what? Omega upon k is equal to phase velocity u, or that is also called as Vp. But we know that omega is equal to 2 pi nu and k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Then put these values of omega and k in the above equation, then that is 2 pi nu divided by 2 pi by lambda, then that is equal to nu lambda, because this 2 pi and this 2 pi get cancelled and this lambda goes in the upward side, and that is equal to nu lambda. Vp is equal to nu lambda, isn't it? Now from the equation 1 and 2 we can calculate the resultant amplitude. Here psi is the wave function, that is equal to psi 1 plus psi 2, that is the resultant amplitude. But we know the general formula. By using the general formula sin of a plus sin of b, or cos of a plus cos of b, we can write down the equation 1 and 2. Then the equation is psi is equal to 2a cos of omega 1 plus omega 2 divided by 2 into t minus k1 plus k2 divided by 2 into x, isn't it? Into cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 divided by 2 into t minus k1 minus k2 divided by 2 into x. This is the resultant amplitude. Therefore, after simplifying, we can write down psi is equal to 2a cos of omega t minus kx cos of omega t minus kx into cos of delta omega divided by 2 into t minus delta x divided by 2 into x, not delta x, delta k divided by 2 into x, psi is equal to 2a cos of omega t minus kx into cos of delta omega by 2 into t minus delta k divided by 2 into x. Because here, why this can be written like that? Because here delta omega is equal to omega 1 minus omega 2 and delta k is equal to k1 minus k2. Similarly, omega is equal to omega 1 plus omega 2 divided by 2 and k is equal to k1 plus k2 divided by 2. See here, we can write down omega 1 plus omega 2 divided by 2 is equal to omega, so that 2a cos as it is, omega t, this factor is equal to omega, so that omega t minus k1 plus k2 divided by 2 is equal to what? K, so that is kx into cos of delta omega divided by 2, because omega 1 minus omega 2 is equal to what? Delta omega, so that delta omega divided by 2 into t minus k1 minus k2 is equal to what? K1 minus k2 is equal to delta k, so that delta k divided by 2 into x. But we know that group velocity Vg, in last lecture we already seen the point, studied the point, that is the group velocity, phase velocity, etc. Then already we know that group velocity Vg is equal to delta omega upon delta k. Now that is the fundamental error in the measurement of the position of the particle is equal to the distance between the two consecutive nodes. Now the condition for the formation of the node is written as cos of delta omega divided by 2t minus delta x divided by 2 into x is equal to 0, isn't it? Now delta omega divided by 2 into t minus delta k divided by 2 into x is equal to pi by 2 into 3 pi by 2 dash 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 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. Here what I have told you, the fundamental error in the measurement of the position of the particle is equal to the distance between the two consecutive nodes. So that the condition is what? Cos of delta omega divided by 2 into t minus delta k divided by 2 into x is equal to 0. Therefore, delta omega by 2 into t minus delta k by 2 into x is equal to pi by 2 comma 3 pi by 2 plus dash dash 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Now, if x1 and x2 are the position of the two consecutive nodes, then delta omega upon 2 into t minus delta k upon 2 into x1 is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 equation 3, isn't it? Similarly, the second equation can be written, that is delta omega divided by 2 into t minus delta k divided by 2 into x2 is equal to 2n plus 3 is equal to into pi by 2. This is equation 4. See here, this is for the x1. For the first node, we can write down that is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. But the second equation for the second node, that is the x2, means delta omega by 2 into t minus delta k by 2 into x2 is equal to 2n plus 3 into pi by 2. This is equation 4. From the equation 3 and 4, we can write down delta k divided by 2 x1 minus x2 is equal to pi. Why pi? Because 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3, pi by 2 get cancelled, and so that only pi is remaining. So that delta k divided by 2 x1 minus x2 is equal to pi, or we can write down in another manner delta k divided by 2 into delta x, because x1 minus x2 is the change in the position, so that is delta x is equal to pi, or delta x is equal to 2 pi by delta k, equation 5. But we know that k is equal to what? K is equal to 2 pi by lambda, and lambda is equal to what? Lambda is equal to h upon p. Now therefore 1 by lambda is equal to what? 1 by lambda is equal to p divided by h. Therefore that is delta x delta p is greater than or equal to h upon 2 pi into 1/2. Again all of you listen it. If the group consisting a very large number of continuously varying frequencies, then the fundamental error, that is delta x delta p, is greater than or equal to h upon 2 pi into 1/2, or delta x delta p is greater than or equal to 1/2 h upon 2 pi. But h upon 2 pi is equal to what? H cross. So that delta, that is delta x delta p is greater than or equal to h cross by 2. This is, here h cross is the reduced Planck's constant. Thanks.